Hello and welcome to Goose Live. I'm your host, Charlie Stivers. And today's episode, we are going to jump into a recap of 23 and going forward into 2024, what that's going to look like in this digital economy. We're all about preparing for the digital economy, the coming digital economy. So, wherever we fit into that and the timing of it all and our lifestyles. And it also depends on where you live in the world too, right? So we're going to have a good time recapping some of the solutions that I've discovered, and even touching on some of the areas that uh, we covered with past guests and how we can implement some of these strategies both to increase our business revenue, build wealth, and start getting more financially prepared for the digital economy. Because I saw a stat the other day, there's only 6% in physical dollars or cash out there, and everything else is digital money. So, could be a little foreshadowing of what's to come. And the other stat I saw with that too is there's 70% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's a big problem. So I am a firm believer that crypto, investing the right way, which is safely and confidently so that you can be profitable, is going to be pretty key going forward as well. So lots to share with you on what's coming, what I have seen getting heating up for this next crypto market, and I will be right back. Cool. Well, I think I'm back. We have a little bit of connectivity issues, it looks like. I'm working from the home office today, and it apparently is a little overwhelmed with all the fancy gadgets we got going. So good old technology. And yes, we're trying to make the most of the digital resources that we have available to us. So first, let's talk about my favorite topic is crypto. For anyone who doesn't know, my background is traditional financial planning, licensed 17 years, was an investor since I was a kid. Thanks to my father, taught me about just putting $25 a month away in a mutual fund. And then he actually passed away when I was 23, and we had seven kids in the family, so we had to split a little bit of life insurance 7 ways. And I wanted to honor him. And I was a techie at the time in college, and really I felt like Alex P. Keaton walking around with a business section every day. But it was all about tech back in the day, if you can remember, in the 90s. And so in 98, he passed away, and I put a chunk in the stock market, mostly in the dot coms, and did very well. I mean, it wasn't too difficult at that time. It was perfect timing. And from there, in 2001, I loved it so much. Learned a lot of lessons. Uh, I got licensed as a financial planner, and my 663, 65. So I was an investment advisor and mostly did like mutual funds, annuities, life insurance. Um, and as my business progressed, I had more of my clientele was in with seniors, and so I actually wrote a book on Social Security and retirement income strategies called the Social Security Success Guide, and that was a great experience. And then got wrecked when I started investing in cannabis. So it's just part of my story, and we all go through ups and downs. Learned a lot of through that. Um, and then when COVID came around, I was finally able to focus on crypto and bought my first Bitcoin and Ethereum when the pandemic lockdowns occurred, and been doing it ever since. And started sharing my journey on social media, and we attracted a community of other people getting into crypto, and just been having a lot of fun with that. And then along that way, I went to a business conference after everything opened back up again, and there was a lady talking about how magazines were making a comeback, print magazines. And I'm like, ooh, there's only Bitcoin Magazine out there. And that was one of the things that I studied and was reading up on Bitcoin. And so it got me to thinking, and she inspired me to research magazines. And there wasn't a crypto magazine out there. So having a media company now has opened up a lot of doors. I've met some amazing, innovative leaders, emerging companies, and came up with some strategies that I think are really helpful for people. I learned the wrong way to do things personally, and also seeing other people just get wrecked in crypto. So I'm going to talk about some of these strategies. I think we talked about one on mining Monero. So Monero is like the number 27 crypto out of the complete market cap, and it's been around since 2014. And it's actually a privacy coin, and that was started to basically take over what Bitcoin didn't do, which was the privacy component of it. So Bitcoin is on a digital public ledger. So these guys who are getting into Bitcoin thinking they can get away with not paying taxes, this is a ledger of debits and credits that's time stamped. And then, yes, you're anonymous, you have a wallet address, but it's not 100% private because they can trace it back through these wallet addresses to where it originated from, which would be like a bank account, right? So Monero, not that this is the main benefit, but we also need to think globally here. Uh, it is a privacy coin, meaning there's no public blockchain. So whoever the sender and the receiver are is masked, and so you can do business 100% privately. And this can come in handy in many use cases. Like there's people that love to give to things that they want to be anonymous. There's people in other parts of the world where it's banned, so they can still do business together. And and the other thing that's really key here is because it's number 27, you can swap it easily for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even back to cash. And then there's even websites that really embrace Monero, and you can buy stuff on, and it'll show up at your door just like it normally does. So that's one of the things that people want to make sure, like if they put their money in it or swap coins into Monero, that they can still do business the way they normally do. So it does have that locked down pretty well. The challenge with it is because and then you can again swap it and then put it in into a Monero wallet. Looks like we might have had a connectivity issue there for a second, but I'm back. Um, so the the other thing that I found out about Monero is it's very all right. Let's see how this goes again. Sorry about that. Uh, so yes, talking to one of my tech friends about some strategies on how to be effective at mining this, and I love building community in crypto, and like in our intro video, community is number one in crypto. So came up with this strategy to how we can all mine together and basically using old computers, laptops. There's even people who game that may not be using that computer all the time. And what we can all do is basically combine our computer resources and build this super computer miner together. And we can do that through group mining in pools. And not to get too techy, but all of the mining is done in different pools. So Bitcoin does the same thing, but they need way more sophisticated devices that are energy intensive. But with literally using an old computer laptop, that is your CPU. So that's not sucking up a lot of energy, right? So again, this comes down to all of us collectively as a community mining together as a supercomputer or miner in this case. So let's see if this does not ruin my connection here. And I'll just show you real quick what we are up to. And then the next thing I want to share is our cool bot technology, because that will piggyback on what I was saying earlier, how everything is going digital. with our money, and the big trading houses are very much using AI and bots to assist them in investing and trading. Um, let's see, I thought I was going to share screen. There it goes. So bear with me. Hopefully I don't lose a lot of computer resources, and I'm able to share this. Oop, cool. All right, so this is Monero Mining Pool, and basically, a lot of people are trying to find out how to mine because it's passive income. That's the benefit. And all we're doing is growing the network. And each of our computers on here is a node on the network. So we get rewarded for growing the network, or fully uh, decentralizing it even more so. So just like the internet, they can't shut down the internet, right? So they can't shut down these decentralized networks either, because it's decentralized with thousands of users around the world, all using their own device. Here we go, dashboard. So we have about 20 people, and I saw earlier some had dropped off because some are just using their extra resources or run it at night, um, and are able to mine basically in the computer's free time. And that's part of the concept of it. So you're using idle devices. And a cool story that I just ran into, and it doesn't want to go to the rest of our pool at the moment. But anyway, I was at Denver University last week, and I stood up and made a comment about there's going to be this convergence of data, AI, blockchain technology, and what they call Web3. A gentleman walked up to me afterwards, and he had worked at um, a lot in the trades. So they had that was or start mining in the evening to increase revenue. They can set these over